Hello, Facebook, and hello, YouTube. I was online, say, 5 minutes ago, but my life ended abruptly, so I had to begin the live again. It's been 2 weeks already since Sean Combs got incarcerated. I haven't said a word about that. Like I'll always tell you, I always try to get my facts straight before I come live or before I do a video on any topic at that. So today, let's discuss P. Diddy. What did P. Diddy do? Where did he fall short? So let's talk about that. Just give me a moment. Let me share my live. If you're joining in, do well to share the live. If you're joining in for the first time, my name is Gillian. You're welcome. You're welcome to Contemporary Views. On Contemporary Views, we discuss trending issues, we discuss happening trends, give it our unique touch. We not only discuss the topics, we take home lessons. We try as much as possible to be very, very analytical about everything that's going on, of course, without emotions. So let us visit the case of P. Diddy today. Let us talk about Sean Combs. As usual, you can make use of the comment section. When joining, Spooky Act. Thank you so much, Spooky. Where are you joining in from? Do you have an idea on the PDD case? That is what we are talking about today. Spooky, do well to subscribe and like the video, right? Thank you for joining in. You're welcome to my live. My name is Gillian, and this is Contemporary Views. On Contemporary Views, we discuss trending issues. Yes, we give our 50 cents on all that is happening. Oh, Spooky, you're joining in from Texas. Thank you for joining my live. Do well to subscribe and like the video. Just tell me, what do you know about this issue? From Facebook, Vicky Minaj says she's the first to comment. Yes, you are. You're the first to comment. Thank you for joining my live. Spooky. I am in Cameroon, Africa. And we are talking about P. Diddy today. A lot has been going on. just want to give you people. Like, seriously, Spooky? Wow. That's very generous of you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm talking about PDD. All right. Guys, thank you so much for joining my live. Um, do what to share the live when you join in, and do what to like the video. If you're joining in for the first time, do what to subscribe. Now let's talk about PDD. He's been on the news for quite a while right now. So many things have been heard, so many issues, so unpleasant uh, things that he did. And I want to have a breakdown of the story today. Okay. Now, P. Diddy, for those of you who don't know him, goes by the name Sean Combs. That's his real name, but his artistic name is P. Diddy. And he is a Hollywood powerhouse. He is in the music scene. He's been in the music scene for quite a long while. Okay. He started off as a singer, and then he evolved in singing, writing, directing, and even owning a big record label where other artists who are under him, who he signs under himself and promotes them and make them grow. So he is not a new face in Hollywood. He is not new to the music scene. He is a powerhouse when it comes to Hollywood. All right. But lo and behold, certain things began to happen. Certain things began to happen around him, and then the inevitable finally happened. Let's just digress a bit. Last year, he had some very visible challenges in his business, and he began to take out some things that to the normal eye or to the public eye, it looked like normal, like a normal business day, withdrawing from certain businesses. But we all know that things like that do not fall like that. They don't happen like that. Before you see someone who is active in a particular business or in a particular sphere begins to make some drift, you know that something is not going on well. Then a couple of months back, his then ex-girlfriend, Casey, who is also a singer in Hollywood, brought out some allegations against him, said so many negative things about him that he used to ABUSE. Because of community standards, I won't be able to pronounce some of the words, so I'll just spell them. So Casey accused him of ABUSE, both physically and psychologically and in other ways, and that she suffered a lot of mental torture from him. Yes. And that actually there were video evidences pertaining to that. Yes, if you search the internet, I'm sure you'd still see those video evidences. They were there. Thank you so much for joining my live. You're welcome. Where are you joining in from? There were lots of video evidences that were posted on social media. So it's not like people were accusing him for something he did not do. Yes, he actually did something, but it has been hidden for quite some time. And then it only got public recently when his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend, or his then girlfriend exposed him. Now, I want to say that it came like an avalanche of truths, because it did not only end at that level. What's going on? Okay. It did not only end at the level of one girl. It looks like it's a thing of multiple girls that were involved. So when the case of Casey, Casey's outing happened, it took just 24 hours for it to be addressed. Actually, before news media could access any informations, they already cut a deal and it was settled out of court. But that was not without blemishes, because the blemishes are still speaking up for or against him today. I want to say that Casey's cry out was like the tent that was torn up into two to see into the world of P. Diddy. Now, let me digress a bit before I come back, okay? P. Diddy is an exemplary character in Hollywood. He is that one person that so many people thought that he was living a perfect life, a righteous life, you know. Many people thought that they saw him like that person that they aspire to be like. They saw him like that one person who has it all going on well for him. First of all, for the fact that he is a black man in the US and he is doing well for himself. He has a lot of things going on for him. His music business is doing just fine. His other businesses are doing just fine. He was like the epitome of glory. You know, he was like the epitome of experience. You know, he had it all going on well for him. So I want to believe that so many people in their quiet corners were praying and trying to be like him. So many people wanted to model him. So many people just looked at his life and then began to aspire to be like him. But little did they know that not everything that you see, some people fake it. Some people are who they say they are. And this is a clear case because no one saw that this person is wanting. No one saw that this person is this bad. Guys, I am not condemning him here. I am just like trying to describe the situation. All right, thank you so much for joining in. Do well to like the video if you're joining in for the first time. My name is Jillian and you're welcome to Contemporary Views. All right, today we discuss PDD. Now, so he was this one guy that was doing so well and everybody thought that he was a perfect guy. Now you see that in life there is more to it than meets the eye. Whatever you see, look closer, look deeper, you may surely see something that you have not been seeing or you could not see, or what so many other people are not seeing. Now, there is this guy called Cat Williams. Cat Williams have been making so many revelations online of late. He's been saying certain things, and that in one of his shows, he made it known that something big is going to happen in Hollywood that is going to tag along many artists. But little did they know that it is going to begin with Sean Combs. Even Sean himself, I am quite sure, wasn't aware that it was going to be this bad. Remember that he is a billionaire in dollars. That means he has a lot of money. He has a lot of influence. He has a lot of power. He has a lot going on around him. No matter how you choose to look at the case, this is a very, very powerful individual. He is not just any kind of person. He is among the creme de la creme in Hollywood. This is somebody who has made it very, very, very big. So there is no way he would be restricted if he wanted to do certain kind of things. In as much as there is the law, but there are a few people who have been able to live for years evading the law. Evading the law, yes, you heard me right. They will be doing things you wouldn't get to find out in time. Maybe even if they are caught doing something, they will surely find a way to go scot-free because they can hire the best lawyers, they can hire the best witnesses and all of that. So I want to believe that this is a case of a perpetrator who is very, very powerful, extremely powerful, and has been using his power to get away with crime for so long. Now, in the US, before the police come after you, they must have ample evidences against you. They don't just get to hold you down. They get to do serial investigations and then they come after you. Now, if the FBI comes after you, it looks somehow. If the police come after you, it looks somehow. But when the Homeland Security begins to come after you, this means that it is a federal case. It is bigger than you can imagine. So this is someone who could not be held down just by the local police. He could not be held down even by the FBI. It needed the hands of the Homeland Security for him to be held. This means that this is something that is severe. Now that you have a foundation of what is actually going on, let us now talk about why is this man being held? What are the reasons? What is he being accused of? That is what I can see. Now, the couple of reasons out there that is making wave as to why he's been held. But it is said that it all stems down to some level of party, otherwise known as the PDD party, the White Party. It is said that he organizes parties from time to time, and you don't just attend the party without an invite. You get invited to that party, and who are the guests in this party? Mostly very famous people, mostly very prominent people in different fields. Yeah, but basically singers, some powerful people in politics, some powerful people in businesses, yes, some CEOs, very, very powerful people, But it turns out to be that the PDD White Party wasn't just any kind of party. Considering the caliber of people attending the party, first of all, is something to write home about. And then when news about the things that occurred in this party began to enter the internet, it was something else. Now, it is said that during this White Party, there is huge, very huge use of drugs. Yes, I wouldn't be able to call some of these names because of community standards. That there is a wide use of different drugs, right? There is also the use of alcohol, lots of it, and that some young women are being invited. Now, this is to satisfy the pleasures of some of these very powerful men who will be attending, men and women, sorry, who will be attending this party. It is said that within the party, they had unscrupulous things that took place, unscrupulous things that occurred. Yes, for instance, some of these substances were dropped into whatever people will be consuming there. People will consume what they don't know. This will lead to high levels of people get high, like super high. Yeah. There's also orgies happening everywhere. Some of the people who came out to give testimonies about these parties that they attended, they said that there are beds everywhere in that mansion, in the court, in the main halls, in the rooms, just everywhere. And it was very easy for people to organize orgies within the party. It is said that some of the young ladies who were brought in did not even know what was going to happen to them, did not even know that it was not like the usual something that they are aware about. They got in there, they took the drinks that were available. Of course, those drinks had been laced with whatever they've been using in there. And these laced drinks made them to lose their minds, and then they were used, of course, in any kind of way, because most of them, they woke up the next day, they don't know what happened to them, they really can't tell the story, nobody's there to explain to you what happened to you. You just, some of them had to go to hospital, they did and run some tests, and then they began to see certain things that they don't know how it got into their bodies. They began to fall sick in certain kind of places. You know what I mean? Yeah, they begin to feel hurt in certain kind of places. They were not aware what was going on in there. Also, it is also said that in P. Diddy's white parties, I'm going to use the word Gabriela. There were lots of Gabriels and Gabrielas there. The Africans will understand. Maybe my viewers from the US and Europe may not understand, but the Africans will. That there were a lot of Gabriels and Gabrielas there. And people who are not Gabrielas and Gabriel were introduced into this business, some of them or most of them by force, because they take the laced drinks, lose their minds, they don't know what is going on, and then the next day they wake up damaged. You know what I mean? Damaged in those places. Yes. They can't even tell what happened to them because they don't even know what happened because their drinks have been tampered with. So this is how the typical Diddy party looked like. Even young men will be invited for older women to play with, and all this really didn't end well because there's a lot of force here and there. There's a lot of misuse here and there. There's a lot of unacceptable behavior, unacceptable touches here and there. So that's like a general overview of how the Diddy parties looked like. So I want to say that it is because of some of these things that he was called up for questioning. Actually, he was arrested in New York and detained. Now, he has multiple complaints or multiple cases against multiple people, right? He has a lot of trouble going on for him right now because there are at least 100 plus people who are willingly wanting to stand against him for what he did to them. The abuse was immense. He's been abusing so many people. Sexually. He's been doing that to a lot of people. Even a pregnant woman, she also came out to talk about it, that when she was pregnant, he did that to her. Lots of people, even young men. So it's not like something that is going to end anytime soon, coupled with the fact that since his incarceration, he pleaded for bail. He asked for bail, but his bail plea was denied. His plea was denied for several reasons. First of all, he needed to stay in the same place so that his trial, where he will stay in the same place until his trial is over. That is what the judge actually said. I hear that he even gave all the passports of his family members, including his mom, Janice, her passport inclusive. He even tried $50 million, and still his bail was denied. They say he's a flight risk, but he is actually coming out to say he is not a flight risk. His lawyer is busy doing everything possible, to maybe have him stay out of prison until the first time the video. So that has been happening for some time now. It's been 2 weeks. He's been in jail for 2 weeks. According to reports, it's saying that he has not been feeding well. He's been refusing to feed from time. He is depressed right now. Imagine a multi-billionaire who used to live life large, who used to have maids and servants at his beck and call, who used to sleep in LA and wake up in New York. He had everything going on for him. He had a VIP lifestyle, the best one anybody can actually desire. He had it all going on for him. Imagine that everything is being taken away from him. He cannot feel free to go to any pool. He cannot go to any beaches. He cannot go to any restaurants. He cannot eat what he likes. He cannot be with who he wants. He cannot do the things he normally would do if he was a free man. Let's digress a bit. So many people used to feel that freedom is cheap. You don't know what God has done for you to make you a free man or woman. You don't know. It is only the day that you get incarcerated that you would know that freedom is priceless. Imagine people telling you what to do at every hour of the day. You wake up, in fact, it's not easy. They tell you when to wake up, they tell you when to sleep, they tell you when to eat, they tell you when to do everything. Your life is being dictated by someone else. You don't know what it feels, or you don't know how it feels to go out when the weather is really cool, take a walk along the beach, take a walk along the streets, feel free, go where you want to, hang out. You don't know how important these things are unless they are being taken away from you. So I want to say that he is already feeling like he is in hell for the fact that he doesn't have his freedom. I can imagine the rooms he slept in. I can imagine the hotels he would sleep in whenever he traveled. I could even imagine his mansion. The luxury of his home has been taken away from him. His lawyer is even trying to plead for a house arrest kind of arrangement. But then, no, the judge would not adhere. The judge denies even that. So it is a question of there is no way you are going to leave without trial. And the trial is yet to begin. That's the bad part of it. The trial is yet to begin. Now, even if he goes through the trial, there is no way, I bet you guys, there is no way this man is going to walk free from all the charges that I see. The charges are just too many. The evidences are just too many. And those who are standing against him, the witnesses are enormous. I don't think he will even be leaving that jail anytime soon. That's not something that is going to happen. Now, many people say that it is not possible that whatever they're accusing him of, it's not possible for one person to do all of that. Now, let me explain something to you. Why I think that even if he didn't do all of those things, but somehow he is guilty, is because he is a very, very powerful man. He's a very, very wealthy person. This means that he can buy his way through. And for the fact that he had not been called out before now doesn't mean that he is not guilty or he has not been guilty or he didn't do anything. Okay? He has so many people under his belt. He has so many people that are working for him. Imagine a scenario where they say that during his parties, he would hire young ladies to come, to like pleasure the people attending. Do you think he would be responsible for recruiting all these people? No, he won't be responsible for, I mean, literally, he will not be the one to go to the streets and pick these people up. Yeah, he will have somebody whose job is to supply these women on that day. All right? He will have people do stuff for him. Of course, not nice things for him. He wouldn't be found doing all those things by himself, but definitely he would have people who will be doing those things for him. All right? He is everywhere. He has what it takes. He is not the first person. In hip-hop history, he's not the first person. Most of them, they're able to go away with crime because they have the money to buy people's silence. They buy their victims' silence. They buy off the people's silence. There are people who are having it very difficult in life, and then when they see that as an opportunity, they get involved, and then when it becomes messy and they want to cry out, they have a lot of money that they'll just give you to say, hey, stay quiet. Look at cases, court case. Before court case even arrived the courts, it ended in 24 hours. It ended. She was paid handsomely for her silence. But it's rather unfortunate that before they could silence her, the veil had been broken. And now everybody could see through what is going on in Diddy Mansion, what is going on in the life of a superstar who was greatly admired by everybody all over the world. Now, I'm afraid this thing is not, he is not the only guilty one here. It seems like a lot of people in Hollywood and around the world will be going down with him. Because if you are party to crime, eventually you too are guilty. Most of the people that attended his party will be going down with him because they too will be found guilty for doing one thing or the other. Remember that one of the counts that he has against him was uh, the use of humans. How am I going to put that? Because of community standards, I'm really restricted to say some words here. Trafficking, yeah, of humans, of girls to be more precise. And now you can't tell me that if he has, say, 50, 100 girls, he will be the one to, be doing stuff with them alone. No. There will be other people who were part of that party who will be accused as well. Already the likes of Jennifer Lopez has been in the news lately. The likes of Beyonce has been in the news lately, and lots more. Murmuring has started. If you look at it, ever since he was incarcerated, everybody is minding their business because they're afraid. Cat Williams said it, that this is going to be the biggest case in America ever, because it is going to open up cans of worms, not just one can, cans of worms. First of all, I took interest when I began to hear the names of some prominent religious preachers that were members or were guests of Diddy parties. Now, how are you going to explain that? How are you really going to explain that? That people who headed churches, bishops, pastors, were members, were guests at Diddy parties. It means that there are lots of secrets about to be revealed. Now, I can say that he may be quiet for now because he is still like under he has not been tried. He's still like under detention. He has not been tried. When they would start trying him and then start disclosing to him what he stands to lose. Guys, I'm sorry, very, very faulty. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, let me know. If you can hear me, let me know. Can you hear me? Anyway, that's fine. Just like I was saying, his incarceration will have cans of worms open because he couldn't have done everything they're accusing him of alone. He had lots of people who were around him when he perpetrated some of these actions. So he cannot be held responsible. Lots of people were also involved in this. And you would not imagine that your favorites, your best people, all those decent people that you know, all those very popular people that you know, all those sweethearts that you know will be involved in some of these crimes. Now, I want to believe that P. Diddy is still very quiet now because he is still under detention. Yes, his trial has not started. When his trial will begin, it is going to be a very trying time for him. It will be very challenging because at that time he will begin to know what he stands to get as punishments for his crime. And I want to believe that he would want to start breaking deals, to reduce some of the sentences. And that is where everything is going to really, really get ugly because he is going to start spilling the bean. For now, I know that the celebrities, all those who attended his parties, are not sleeping well, especially those who are guilty of certain things that went down in that party. Yes, They cannot sleep well right now because they know that someday, somehow, sometime, their names will be called. And all of them are surely under investigations right now. And no matter how long it takes for people to hide, they will definitely be seen. They will definitely be caught, no matter how much they try to hide from the crimes that they have committed. Now, even young rising singers also are crying out. They were victims of P. Diddy. Some of them, those he signed to his label, they have spoken out that they had to do this or that for him to, sign them into his label. There's even a 10-year-old whose mother had handed him to P. Diddy for mentorship. He too is crying out today that certain things happened to him, all in the bid to be a star. So it looks like all the people under his label had to pay a very huge price, a very high price, to make it under him, whether it is a man or a woman. There is something that he needed to do to you for you to break free, or for you to break even, or become the star that you so desired. Now, there are also musicians or singers from Africa. Their pictures are being posted side by side. PDD, they visited him in his mansion. Some of them attended his party, and people are not telling good news about these people who attended from Africa. Yes, it shows that when you get to attend his parties, when you get to be his friend in that light, yes, you begin to progress in the music scene. It looks like he had a great key to unlock your destiny, as far as music is concerned in Hollywood. Not leaving out the comedians. He had lots of comedians, Hollywood comedians at his parties. You see him hang out with them. You see him hang out with very, very popular pastors, very popular actors and actresses. This guy, he is one hell of a human being. He was just so versatile. He was everywhere. You see him with big CEOs, great CEOs, great preachers, great evangelists, prominent politicians, prominent businessmen. His influence was just so extensive. Yeah. Maybe we used to see him just as an ordinary music label holder, maybe a couple of Grammy, a couple of Billboard, couple of award winner. We limited him so much. We limited him, but ever since his arrest rather, happened, I must say that we have now seen how big and powerful and influential this man was. He is not just any kind of person that you could drag around, or you could, hold him down or tie him down. A lot was going on for him. A lot was going on well for him. I know that he too has been a very private person, because before now, all these informations were not available. All this information was not available on social media. This is to tell you that he covered his tracks very well. And what baffles me the most is for someone to be able to orchestrate crimes like this and then hide from the authorities, and then have people love him for so long without being able to discover who he really is. It means that this is someone who must have mastered the art of deception, the art of the use of force, the art of influence. He must have mastered these things so well that he was able to get away with everything he's done and everything he's been doing for so long. Now, when I began to do a little bit of investigation as to who are like his own godfathers, who are like his own people that groomed him to being who he was, I discovered that he was groomed by his own father, his own dad groomed him. It shows that his dad had a great empire. His dad was the exact replica of himself. He did exactly what PDD is doing today, exactly the things that he's been accused of. Yes. So he was a keen and good student under his own father. His father trained him, taught him, and he learned very well, because even after the demise of his father, he did not need someone to like uphold his father's legacy or uphold his father's businesses or uphold his father's values. He did it all by himself. Yes. He didn't lose out from anything that his father left behind. So the issue of abuse on women, it's not something of today. You could even see in the video that popped up with him abusing Casey, it was clear. There's another video that there's another young woman in the room when he was laying his hands on Casey. Yes, this means that he doesn't even have respect. Yes. And there's another article that I got to see that even against his own mom, he raised his hands. Allegedly, that's what the article was suggesting, that there were times when his mom was rushed to the hospital. She was really hurt, and that's because he himself had hurt his own mom, because this is what he saw his dad do like all the time. It's a family that has always treated women like articles, like objects they can always purchase, like objects they can always buy. Yeah, so they didn't give any value to women. They didn't give any value, to girls. They just looked at them as pawns they could buy and place here or there. So that's it. So he learned very well. He was a good student of his dad. He picked up everything this father of his did, and then he brought in some flair and modernization to his own. I believe that's why he was able to evade the law enforcement for so long. And coupled with the fact that he is a man of means, yes, everybody around him was well paid to carry out their activities. And now people are beginning to speak. And I know that in the days ahead, a lot more will be out, because people will want to, make sure that he doesn't get out, because I can imagine how long the law enforcement has been on his case before going down to his arrest. I'm sure he has been under the radar for quite some time. The funny thing is, in the US, they can use even 10 years just to track you down. The moment they get you and you cover up, they don't give up. They continue on your case until they have ample evidence against you. And I am sure that this has been the case with this guy. He has been under the radar for quite a while. Now, when his house was invaded by Homeland Security last year, I knew that it was going to be like this. There's no way Homeland Security invades your home and then the case is thrown out just like that. Most probably they had a strong case, but maybe they did not find the evidences or the facts, because in the law courts, we don't go with emotions, we go with facts. If you do not have the facts, there's no way you'll be judging in court. So I want to believe that the Homeland Security invaded his home that time. They made out with a lot of evidences against him. What really caught my attention lately was when his home was invaded and 1,000 bottles of baby oil was found. Now, that's crazy. Is he obsessed with baby oil? I don't understand. And even if someone is obsessed with baby oil, what do you need 1,000 bottles for? In as much as some blogs came out to defend him by saying that those 1,000 bottles of baby oil was because he lives, there's a market close to where he lives, so it was on sale and then he had to buy. So was the baby oil the only thing on sale? Or did he plan to donate the baby oil somewhere? Because it was stashed in an apartment in his home, stashed, not like it was going somewhere anytime soon. It was kept there for home use. Now, who the hell buys 1,000 bottles of baby oil? What do they want to do with baby oil? At times, or I'm tempted to think that maybe they wanted to use the baby oil to fry. Is that what they used to cook in that house? 1,000 bottles of baby oil, that's just too much oil, too much baby oil. But of course, we all are adults in here, and we all